You did this? Yeah. Damn.
I was a kid, I watched this cartoon, SilverHawks. It was basically Thundercats in space. It ran for 65 episodes, had action figures and all that. The characters were all cybernetic cops, and yes, I know what you're thinking, but it did come out before RoboCop. Also, RoboCop never went to space. Anyway, I don't know if you notice anything about the Silverhawks, but they're all pretty much, how do I put this? Melanin deprived. I was 9 years old and I had to wait 21 episodes. 21! Until I finally saw a black Silverhawk. And let me tell you, I was so happy. All my friends at school the next day were like, "Yeah, you saw that black Silverhawk yesterday?" And it was so exciting. But do you know what they named the one black Silverhawk? The one black member of the Silverhawks? The one black member of the Silverhawks? Do you know what they named him? Hotwing. They named him Hotwing. Hotwing, like chicken. Hotwing. I can't wait to show you what I do about this in the rest of this video. Anyway, I knew I couldn't be the only one who was still mad about this. So I checked with my sister. And then my dad. And then my friend. And sure, you could argue that he was named Hotwing because he was a great pilot, but that would be a dumb argument. And also, the cowboy Bluegrass was the hotshot pilot of the group, and none of the other characters had food-related names or even bird-related names. Hotwing, the black Silverhawk, never got his due, and I was going to fix it. By the way, my name is Alan. I write comics and gave a TED Talk, and have had my comics in 2 museums so far. Like this video, subscribe, join the Alan Nation, which is kind of like Alienation, except you get to be part of something. Do it, or I'll change your name to Hotwing. Or something food related. I don't know. Anyway, I want to tell you, I went back and rewatched the episodes with Hotwing, and in fairness to the creators, they made him one of the dopest Silverhawks. He was the strongest, the only one with mystical powers. They sent him in to rescue all the other Silverhawks when they got caught, but they named him Hotwing. He also had a dope voice actor.
Beat it before things start getting hot around here.
This was Adolf Caesar, who sadly died after a few appearances of Hotwing, and he was replaced by another actor. I ranted about this on social media, and on a whim I was like, if I wrote about Hotwing, would you guys read it? I ask stuff like that all the time, and nobody says nothing, but suddenly it was like, yep, I'd read that, and why are you guys pressuring me? Now, y'all should understand that I mostly write comics and work with other artists for the visual components, like they do the drawing. But in the last few years, I've been building up my drawing skills. I had a story that I wrote and drew featured in Denver Noir. I'm never satisfied with my pronunciation of that word. But when I look at my drawing in that story, I see all of the flaws, all of the mugs, and sure, I've improved, but now people are like, I'd read it if you did a Hotwing story. So here was the challenge, my friends, to do a short fan story featuring this character, flesh him out a bit, and give him some cool moments. And since I don't own the character, at the end of the video, I'll give you the link to read the story for free. First step, I had to get familiar with Hotwing. I hadn't watched these cartoons since I was a kid, but I found all the episodes online and I used a wiki to find which episodes Hotwing was in. And you know what I learned about him? Exactly what I already told you. He was black, he was a Silverhawk, he was a magician, and for some reason he had Vulcan ears, and that's it. Character development didn't go that deep on the Silverhawks, I guess. So I thought, what if I reach out to the second guy who did the voice for Hotwing? He's still alive, so I did. And he left me on red. Then I sat down to write a short story and I was like, Hotwing is a black cyborg. Who would understand his pain? Who would get what he's been through? Who would... Oh, okay, you get where I'm going. It's a fan thing, I'm not selling it, so why not? It's just for fun, right? So I wrote a script, and I gotta tell you, I found some cool moments putting these 2 black characters together. It was sort of a cool conversation between 2 black men taking a moment to be vulnerable about their experiences. What's that? How they meet? Silverhawks is set in the future? Shut up. They just did, okay? They're fighting something together, okay? Wormhole, time travel, wibbly wobbly, boom tube, something like that. Anyway, the script was finished. Now the harder part, at least for me, was trying to draw this mug. I was doing thumbnails. That's where you get the basic idea where the figures, camera angles, and the words will all fit. And boy, that was a struggle. Like, why was this so hard? Did I write too many words? Was I making Hotwing sound too hood? Like, does anybody even care to read this? It's just for fun, right? Okay, so why ain't I letting myself have fun? Why isn't this fun? Side note, I watched a BBC documentary about brain plasticity, and they talked about how if you're hard on yourself for making mistakes, it's harder for you to learn and expand. Your brain won't expand and you won't grow. Do I want a non-expanding brain? No. So I looked at some inspiration, some dope layouts by dynamic comic artists like Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, Alan Davis, Frank Cho, Pepe Larraz, even my buddy Scorpio Steele. And I felt inspired. I could do this. I would do this. Here are the thumbnails. Then I had to draw these characters, which honestly takes the longest, but isn't the hardest for me. Colors are the hardest. I don't know color theory. I never went to school for drawing. I just like comic books. But then I was all, yo, what if I colored it to look like the cartoon? Thin lines, base colors, shadows, and highlights. And I know me saying that just now sounds like I know what the fuck I'm doing, but really I'm just guessing and making it up. But I was excited about trying a new style of drawing, new for me. So I looked into how do they do the art for animation? Well, they have separate artists who paint the backgrounds and other people who do the figures. I'm just one person. I've never painted a background before, so I tried it. I painted a ship. The perspective was off, but I painted that mug. Then I needed to color the figures so they look like they did on the cartoon. I worked on it for a few weeks and look at this. Hotwing and Cyborg holding onto a spaceship. What? My friends, look at this. I didn't think I could do this. If you want to read or download the story, the link is in the description, or just pop over to R. Allen Writes, that's ALAN, 4 letters more better, and go to the free comics section. You can get that story and others. But the real victory here is that I didn't think I could do it. I tried it and I did it. And you're my friends if you're watching this, except for Nathan, he knows what he did. What art are you afraid to do? Let's create together. Let's fill the world with beautiful things. Cheers, my friend. Make sure you like and subscribe because I'm going to document more of my journey if you're into it, and I want you to roll with me. May your favorite superheroes never be named after a piece of chicken.